on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. Well, I just might have a problem that you understand. We all need somebody to lean on.
Hi everybody! Welcome to week 4, day 2 of our positive action lessons. So yesterday we talked about anger and how we can manage our own anger and some of the things that we can do to help us manage those. Today we are going to talk about worry, which is thinking a lot and being anxious about something. Now, worrying is something that we are all doing right now. We haven't seen each other for quite a while. We're worried about our families and our friends. We're worried about, can we get sick? Just a lot of things. When is school gonna get back in session? I talked with one of you guys the other day, and he was really excited about summer school because then we'll get to see each other because it's just been so long. So those are some of the things we're worrying about now, but we worry about other things in our life too. So do you know someone who's worried all the time? Do you, Danny?
Yeah, I know some worry warts.
Yeah,
Just
I
worry all
think
the
you're
time.
one of them.
I'm one of them.
Yeah,
Definitely
Danny's one of them.
I worry
Matthew, how
about
about you? Do you know people who worry a lot?
My dog worries about me all the time.
Yeah, your dog worries about you all the time. Yeah, Ace does. So, are the people who worry a lot, are they usually happy? Not all the time. Not all the time. So we can miss out on some of the joyful things that we can do today when we worry too much about things. So, does worrying fix any problems, or does it change what's going to happen tomorrow? No, it doesn't. Sometimes it can cause you problems by thinking about it too much and then you don't do what you're supposed to do. For example, say you're worried about you're going to fail a test. Instead of worrying about it, you could do the positive action of maybe studying for that test and completing your homework. So if your goal is a good grade, is it better to worry about it or take some positive actions and do your study and do your assignments, right? Okay, so we're gonna read a story about what happens when we worry about things that may never happen. So this is called, I Wonder If They'll Like Me. The invitation that Tim O'Connor was reading was covered with clowns and balloons, and the words said, "Don't clown around, come to my birthday party." On the inside, the birthday girl, Melanie, had carefully printed everything else her guests needed to know. Tim, for heaven's sakes. His mother laughed and ruffled her younger son's hair. If you read that invitation many more times, you'll wear the print right off. Well, that's kind of funny. Can you do that? No. Tim laughed and put the card back in the middle of the kitchen table. I'm just thinking what it'll be like, he told her. I wonder if they'll like me. It sounds like he doesn't think he'll know many people there. Of course they won't, you dork. Oh, that'd be something that we would say to each other.
Yeah.
Of course they won't, you dork, teased Tim's big sister, Sarah, as she strode into, hey, I saw that. Through the kitchen, munching on an apple. That's right, Tim's big brother joined in. Melanie's mom probably made her ask you, because you're the new kid in class. Oh, now we know why Tim's worried. He's the new kid in the class.
That's why he doesn't know that many people.
Yeah, and, they're saying Melanie probably just felt sorry for you. Jason and Sarah, that is quite enough. Mrs. O'Connor shot her 2 older children a warning glance.
I never got one of those.
He got them a lot.
Every day.
Tim said lightly, "It's okay, Mom." And he made a funny face at his brother and sister. Deep inside, though, he was worried. The O'Connors had moved into town in March, and the children started school in the middle of the second term. Tim hadn't made very many friends yet, so when Melanie's invitation came, he was so happy and excited that he could hardly stand still. And now, Jason's words chased away the good feelings. Oh, Tim was worried. When he and his mother went to buy Melanie's present, he wanted to choose just the right one. But he took so long to decide that Mrs. O'Connor finally gave him 3 items to choose from. But Mom, he complained. She shook her head firmly. In the end, he chose a blue and yellow jumping rope with bells on the handles. Ooh. It was nice enough, but Tim was worried. It was the same with the wrapping paper and the ribbon in the card. He was sure Melanie wouldn't like any of it and all the other kids would make fun of him. Well, that seems kind of silly.
Mm-hmm.
All week long, Jason's voice echoed in Tim's head. Melanie's mom made her ask you. She just feels sorry for you. That wasn't nice of his brother to say that, was it? No. We need to be thoughtful about things we say.
Mm-hmm.
The night before the party, Tim sped from the dinner table to bedtime deciding what he should wear. He finally chose his good khaki pants and a red sweater. He put everything carefully on his chairs: pants, sweater, socks, and shoes. Then he fell asleep worrying that everyone would make fun of what he wore to the party. Oh, that seems silly.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Target outfit.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Red sweater,
Khaki, yeah.
khaki shoe, khaki pants.
State Farm.
Yeah, there you go. Then he fell asleep worrying that everyone would make fun of him. The next morning, Tim woke up worried. He was worried so hard that he felt sick enough to miss the party. The truth was, by that time, he didn't really want to go. He didn't want to face all those kids, especially if they just felt sorry for him. Mom, he said, I don't think I can go to Melanie's party. I'm sick. His mother felt his forehead, and then she looked in his eyes with the same concern the doctor used. Finally, she put her arms around him and hugged him close. I don't think you're sick, she said. I think you're just worried and a little bit frightened.
Mm-hmm.
What if they don't like me? Tim looked up at her. What if Jason and Sarah are right? Maybe Melanie just feels sorry for me. Mrs. O'Connor held his face in her hands. Jason and Sarah were just teasing Tim. Maybe Melanie and the others are just as worried that you won't like them as you are worried about them liking you. Have you ever thought about that? Just be yourself. Be the Tim we love, the one who's full of smiles and fun. You'll do just fine.
Yep.
It helped some, but he was still worried. He worried right up to the minute that he rang Melanie's doorbell. This is like 3 days of worrying.
Right.
That's a lot. He even worried after Mrs. Anderson opened the door with a big warm smile. You must be Tim, she said. I'm Melanie's mother. Come in. The other children are waiting for you in the family room. He worried until he stepped into the family room and was greeted by a chorus of voices. Hi, Tim. Come sit by us, Tim. Gee, we were afraid you weren't coming. And by the time he had run relay races, won a plastic yo-yo in the pin the tail on the donkey game, and found a silver whistle in the treasure hunt, he had forgotten all about being worried. In fact, when Melanie told him as they ate chocolate cake and vanilla ice cream, ooh, that sounds good. I was worried you might not come, Tim. We thought you might not like us. I'm so glad you're here. Babe, oh, he said as he took another bite of cake. That was me talking with cake in my mouth. I don't really have cake in my mouth. Secretly, he promised himself never to worry so much again. Boy, I have to say, he really worried a lot in this story. That was a lot of worry. He worried so much that he almost made himself sick.
Mm-hmm.
You can make yourself sick with worries.
Yep.
So, we don't want you guys to do that. We want you to find positive ways to deal with that. So, for your assignment today, I would like you to make a list of things that will help you worry less. Now, what is it we could do? Well, one thing I think, if you are worried about something, talk to your parents. They will help you through it, because you should never be worried about things. If you're worried at school, talk to your teacher.
Yep.
Or you always know you can talk to Mr. Palmer, the principal, because he likes to help kids too.
Right on.
So, you can also, things to help you worry, if you're worried about getting your homework done, plan ahead. When you get home from school, say, I'm going to spend this time before dinner and this time after dinner to get my homework done. Just do things like that, and you won't worry about things. All right, well, thank you. Good to have you with us. We'll see you at the next lesson. Bye.